Well, hello everybody. I'm Esther Barkew, and on today's video, I am going to address the question, is it ever okay to tap into the collective consciousness? And when someone asked me that this week, I thought, oh, that's such a great question for a video, because often facilitators of consciousness like myself will say things like, make sure you don't tap into the collective consciousness, or clear the collective consciousness from your mind, body, and energy field. But is it ever good to tap into the collective consciousness? Well, the answer is yes. But first of all, what is the collective consciousness? Now, here's how I liken it, okay? I like to use illustrations and stories and examples to get these terms across. And how I see the collective consciousness is this cloud of energy. And in this cloud of energy, there are specific beliefs, thoughts, actions, attitude, perspectives, emotions, feelings around a particular subject, area, situation, circumstance. Okay? And the more people that hold those same belief, thoughts, patterns, emotions, behaviors on that particular subject will create a collective of energy. The more people, the more passionate they are about it, the bigger that collective grows and pulses out across the land. All right? So often when we do refer to the collective consciousness, it is because of the heavy energies of the collective consciousness: fear, worry, lack of consciousness, upset, anger, confusion, right? Let me give you a couple of examples of that. First of all, 9/11. In the first few hours and days after 9/11, you felt it in the home, but for me, I particularly felt it when I walked out of my home. And in the atmosphere, there was this eerie feeling. There was, many people at that time described it as an apocalyptic feeling, if you can remember back to that. And that's because the collective consciousness, that cloud right over the world, was holding fear, worry, concern, shock, awe, confusion, anger, upset. What is going on? What's happening? Questions, 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 questions. Is it going to happen again? Okay? And the more people felt it and tapped into it and expressed it, that collective became bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay? And so even very conscious-minded people who would be thinking, well, I'm not going to buy into all that fear, worry, and scaremongering, whatever you want to call it, had to really be conscious and mindful of disassociating themselves from it. Another example of that would be 2007, right? When we had that world economic downturn with the housing market in the US. I think it was about 2007, 2008. And so again, the collective across the world, we're going into a depression and the markets are crumbling and people are angry and upset, and how could this happen? And fear and worry and scarcity and lack consciousness was coming up. And again, if you weren't mindful and you tapped into it, that would become part of your energy field. Or if you were mindful, you could say, yeah, I know it's there, but I'm going to stay in my energy of abundance, knowing that I am abundance. Okay? So those are examples of the collective consciousness on the world scene that can kind of drag you down. They're full of heavy energies, limitations, and these are the types of energies that we say, okay, don't get drawn into the collective consciousness. Clear that from your mind, body, and energy field. Now, there's more than just the world consciousness, okay? So there's, little smaller pockets of consciousness. Your country may have a collective consciousness, similar way of thinking, culture, family, your place of business. Even if you're an entrepreneur and there's only just you, there's a collective consciousness that is around your business, right? Which includes the people that you may work with and your service providers. If you join a club, maybe your gym has a collective consciousness, or you belong to a book club or a hiking club. There is a collective consciousness with all these different elements. Okay, so is it ever good to connect with the collective consciousness? Well, absolutely, because you can use positive, uplifting energies to fuel your actions, fuel your desires, fuel your creations, fuel your life to have that juicy life that you want and you desire. So for instance, think about if you go to a sporting event, okay? You're at a sporting event and everybody's excited and wow, the hometown town is winning, the home team is winning. You know, maybe it's a pennant race or the Stanley Cup and everybody's really excited and you feel that joy, that excitement, that sense of accomplishment. We can do it. We are doing it. Wow, that is a fantastic collective of energy to plug into, to tap into. Okay. Have you ever gone to someone's home and the moment you walk in the home, you go, oh, it feels so good here, right? Maybe you feel peace or calm. That's a great energy, a collective of energy to tap into. I just, a few days ago, went to a Balinese spa here in Bucharest, and I'll be honest, on the outside, the building really didn't look like much, but when I walked in and the girl took me up to the second floor, I was just struck by the peace, the serenity, tranquility that was present with the ladies, their demeanor, the music, the decor, the colors, the scents in the air. And I just went, oh, I love this collective energy, and I am just going to soak this in and use that for my highest and best. Something else I've noticed is Christmas Eve. I don't know if you've noticed this, but I celebrate Christmas Eve. I know not everybody in the world does, but somehow on Christmas Eve after 8 p.m., if I go outside, I notice that there's like a hush upon the land. Okay? Everything's peaceful and calm. Sometimes I used to notice this on Sunday mornings, particularly because I was a child in that generation where stores were closed on Sundays. You know, you either went to church in the morning, or if you didn't go to church, it was just very a slow, easy morning, right? Nobody was rushing off. Stores weren't open. Businesses weren't open. It was really a rest day. And there was that Sunday morning feel, right? And it was a really good feeling. And that's a collective consciousness feeling to tap into. All right. Another example where it's really good to tap into the collective consciousness. Let's say there's a business or a conference. Let's say there's a conference, okay? And you go to a conference, and at this conference are leaders from businesses that are very innovative, groundbreaking. They want to create solutions and inventions and products that will not only help people, but help the environment, help animals, using profits to subsidize certain projects in different countries. You know, they're the new innovative thinkers and entrepreneurs. And you go to a conference like that and you're listening to them speak and you're walking around the booths, and there is just an energy there of we can do it, we can affect change, it is possible, let's not even think outside of the box, let's break down the box, let's see what's out there, trying new ideas and new waves. Oh, that's a good collective energy to tap into. Okay, maybe you are wanting to create more wealth in your life. Okay, well then think of a collective that has a very, very high abundance consciousness. Maybe there's a company that, earns millions of dollars and they're doing really, good stuff for the people in the planet. Maybe there's someone who is very abundant thinking, and as a result they're wealthy, not just with dollars but in all areas of their life. Find out, what are they doing, where are they going? Maybe it's just like their mini collective around them. Tap into it. Okay, perhaps you are a writer and you're thinking like, oh, I've got writer's block, or I need some inspiration. Well, why not go into a library and tap into the collective energy there of appreciation of books, words, writing. That's why a lot of people like to go to, coffee shops that are associated with a bookstore to write their, blogs, articles, books, because there's a collective of energy there of appreciation of books, words, inspiration that you can tap into, right? And that's why we join groups, right? People join a writer's group because, yes, you want to learn and you want to have camaraderie, but there's also that collective energy of same thinking, right? Same thinking, attitudes, intentions, and behaviors. Now, can a collective have positive, uplifting, vibrations and heavy energies at the same time? Absolutely. I'm going to give you an example. So I'm in Bucharest. I was here last summer for 3 months. And when I arrived last summer, one of the girls that was a guide that took me around the city to get oriented said to me, if you ever have nothing to do on a Tuesday, go to St. Stephen's Church. And I'm like, okay, why do I want to go to St. Stephen's Church? She goes, oh, there's it's a local legend, she called it, or belief, but she called it a legend, that on Tuesdays, St. Stephen actually appears. He appears at the church to grant people healing and miracles and blessings and answer prayers. And she says a lot of people who are newly in love or looking for love will go there and ask St. Stephen to, match them up with a partner. And she said, you would not believe from morning till night how many people show up. And I went, oh, this is really interesting. I'd love to experience this. So I went on a Tuesday, and she was right. I went early in the morning and it was so busy. I just came back later in the afternoon and it was still busy. The church was busy. Around the outside of the church is busy because there was a courtyard, and then there was all kinds of different icons set up, and people were buying candles. They were having blessings. They were lighting candles, but there was this big long line to get into, just to stand in front of the icon of St. Stephen and make your petitions, make your request. So I went, okay, I'm all about the experience. I'm going to go stand in this line. It really, literally, I think it took me over an hour and a half to get through this line at that time. And while I was there, there were times I'm going, Esther, are you crazy? But I really wanted the experience of this, and I thought, I'm going to watch and learn what's going on. And what I saw was two things. First of all, there was a collective of faith and belief in miracles, and expectation of healing, and a reverence and a peace that was there that was so beautiful, and hope. And I went, oh, I want to tap into this energy of faith and trust and love and belief and in miracles. And so that was a beautiful part of that collective to connect with it, plug into. But at the same time, because of the awarenesses I have and my own belief system, I could see, oh, but these people are, putting their power outside of themselves, right? I can't create my own miracles, only St. Stephen. And, in order for me to have this miracle, I have to come here on a Tuesday and light a candle and stand in line. And then maybe if I'm good enough, worthy enough, if, I catch the vibration, the eye of St. Stephen, he will bless me with this miracle. Miracles happen outside of themselves. They were not owning that they are the source of the miracle. So I saw the limitations, I saw the beautiful blessings, and I went, okay, in this collectiveness, I'm going to make the conscious intention to tap into these particular frequencies and energies. And I stood in front of St. Stephen, I lit my candles, and I think I said something like, we are one, so let us create the miracles together. And it was beautiful. So I hope this helps you to have some understanding. Yes, be mindful of the collective consciousness. There are beautiful aspects to tap into. There are some heavy aspects that would be more beneficial to avoid or to release from your mind, body, and energy field. So, until we meet again, I send you much love. Be sure to check out my website, Whispers from the Soul, for the latest live events. Right now, the next live event is going to be Solstice energy transmission coming up in June. And if you're watching this and Solstice is already passed, just check out my website because there's always the next live event coming up. All right, sending my love to you and blessings. Ciao.